Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Coffee and Craft with Nix and Timmy. Today we are going to be using the Lovers in the Air kit from Bee Happy Stationery just to make a little journal for a design team project for Sandra. Pages are really lovely pinks and sort of got like a travel theme. Although it is or was designed for like Valentine's Day, I am gonna use it now and use like a travel journal. The kit has a lot of Eiffel Tower and things in it. So I used the background pages to create a signature. Then I used a 12 by 12 called Warm Glow Up to create the cover. Here I'm using one of the ephemera pieces of this lovely lady, and I'm going to use her and stick her on the front cover. Just rounding all the edges on the pages because I love rounded edges. I decided that the front cover looked too plain with just the picture, so I wanted to add some sort of lace, and I decided on this white piece of lace that I am going to wrap around the front and just a little bit of the back. I then decided that I wanted to add some embellishments to the picture. So I added these Lindsay magical powders, which I've just bought, which are absolutely fantastic. I really love them. They got like mica powder and stuff in it, and it just added some really great pop of color. I wanted to add a flip out or something on the front, so I just put this little white envelope here, and I'm going to stick the lady on the front of it. But first I wanted to add some color to the background, so I used some distressed ink. This is Dusty Corduroy in distressed ink, and I also added picked raspberry in the distressed oxide. I also edged the picture with picked raspberry oxide. And then I just added the envelope to the front as a flip out. Okay, so now we're going to sew in the signature using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I'm just using embroidery cotton. 3 times the length of the signature, into the center, up to the top, or bottom, doesn't matter, down to the bottom, back in through the middle. Make sure that your strands are on both sides and of the middle strand, and tie off. Here we go. So I pick a piece of ephemera with the Eiffel Tower on it and cut it out and I am making it into a pocket. I edged it with the picked raspberry again, and just went over the edges to give it some more pink. I then decided that I wanted to add some more powders, so I went ahead and added those. Sprayed on some water to make it bloom. Added a little bit more of a different color, and then stuck it onto a book page just to give it a little bit more strength. Rounded the corners, of course. Then edged it with distressed ink, walnut stain. Once that was stuck down, I added some modeling paste using this vine stencil to the other side, just on the one side of the picture. And then added sheer shimmer craft spray in rose gold, and then picked raspberry oxide ink over the actual modeling page. Then I found these little die cuts of a hat and a pair of gloves that I decided to add to the page, just on the edge of the frame, on the top and the bottom, like a kitty corner. On the pocket, I found two flowers that I really liked, and I added those on the top and the side of the pocket. Over on the next page, I didn't want to add too much here, so I added some distressed mica spray in gold to the actual light or lamp, and then added a little hat and some travel ephemera die cuts to the opposite page, as well as some pink lace. I also added some pink rose gold shimmer spray to it as well. I started making this little cluster and then decided it looked a bit too bland, so I added some calico behind it and then really roughed it up. Over on the next page, I did the same thing to the lamp with the gold mica spray, and then was going to add this little cluster underneath the lamp, but I decided that I would want to put on a pocket. So I used the leftover piece of the cover and cut it down to sides, and then used the die cuts on the actual pocket. I also used a piece of ephemera from the kit, which is these little tickets that say admit one to the Eiffel Tower. So I also used that, and I edged them with walnut stain distressed ink, and I just put it behind the lady on the pocket. I then added some dilution spray in white linen to the outside of the pocket, and the rose gold spray again. On this page, I decided to make a kitty corner using doily and some die cuts, the travel die cuts, to make little clusters. So on the opposite side, I had a make it work moment. I decided that I was going to use this shattered glass stencil with some modeling paste. However, when I took it off, it was too angular and I didn't like it. So I used a piece of cloth to try and dull the edges a little bit. Once that dried, I added some more magical powder in purple onto the flowers and in the corner, and then over the actual modeling paste. And then I added some pinky-eared up magical shake powder and added that in certain sections and over the modeling paste. So on this page, I'm going to add some die cuts to the little frame, and it's a trunk, a travel ticket, a pair of binoculars, and a rose. The rose I thought was very one-dimensional, so I used some stickles in the Crystallina to add around the edges, just to try and give it some dimension, to make it stand off the page a little bit more. I also added some modeling paste using this flower stencil that I have, just in bits and pieces around the page, because I didn't want an accident like the last page. Okay, we lost a little bit of footage on the last page, but it's okay, you'll see the end result in the flip through. This is the final page, or actually the back cover, and I decided I wanted to add another one of these pretty pictures from the kit. I cut out the actual picture in the middle, and I am going to put some acetate to make an acetate window on it. I then add the picture back onto a piece of book page and stick that into the back to make a pretty background for the lady that I actually fussy cut out. Okay, so now for the cover closure. I used a technique from Lorna on TikTok. I will link her TikTok below. Just creating a tab out of some material, and then I'm going to put an eyelet in it and stick it onto the envelope. I then used a piece of lace just to cover over the connection from the tab to hide it a little bit. Decided that I was going to make a cluster to put on top of the lace, and grabbed a few things from my stash. Found this pretty tab in my stash. Decided I wanted to add it on over the top of it. Put the tab over the front and made the cluster. I then remembered that I needed a hole in the tab, so I just got my crocodile and repunched a hole. And then I also decided that I didn't like that pink lace, so I took that off. I then used the picked raspberry again to just colour up the outside because I didn't like that white, and then I went around the outside of it as well. I ended up putting on some applique flowers as well as a butterfly and a rose on the actual picture, just because I think it needed something extra. Then I added the ribbon, and now we have a closure. Okay guys, here's the final flip through. Thank you so much for watching. Please check the description boxes for the links to the kit, as well as the links to Sandra's pages and etc., as well as links to mine. Anyway, thanks for so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and like the video. Thank you. Bye.